Had a blind screening tonight, which means I have no idea what I was going to see, but I got to see the new upcoming film, The Companion, which is a robot movie. Let's talk about it right now. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Thank you so much for spending time with me as we rant about movies, comic books, and television shows, as well as the occasional board game. I am your host, Frank Zank. I'm an award-winning screenwriter, novelist, and comic book writer, as well as a filmmaker. And yeah, so occasionally I get these blind screenings come in through AMC, so I jump over there and I get to see something. But I knew this was going to be a horror movie. So no matter what it was, I was going to sit through it. So I had no idea anything about this movie. In fact, when I saw Jack Quaid's name come up, I thought it was Novocaine. I thought I was going to see Novocaine. I didn't realize he had two movies coming out back to back. It's pretty crazy. But anyway, so the Companion comes on. I'm like, huh? I had no idea. I had literally no idea what I was seeing. So when the twists and turns all happen, which is also in the trailer, so I'm not going to go say anything beyond the trailer. But this is produced by the producer of Barbarian, Zach Kellig, I think his name is. If you haven't seen that one. This is also written and directed by Drew Hancock, of which I have seen nothing this guy's done. Nothing. So it's besides Jack Quaid, this is mostly actors that you're not going to recognize. You're just not going to recognize any of them. So Sophie Thatcher is in here. She was just in Heretic. So if you're familiar with Heretic, that she was one of the nuns. I don't even know not nuns. It was, I forgot what the... Jehovah's Witness. Yeah, she was one of the Jehovah's Witnesses. Harvey Guillén is also in this. He was in the first season of Reacher. He played the voice. He has a lot of voiceover talents. He played Pellet or whatever, the little dog that was in Puss in Boots, in the last Puss in Boots movie. Of course, Jack Quaid. He is the second lead in this. And, of course, he is from The Boys. And then you have Lucas Gage in here as well from Euphoria. He was also the first guy that went crazy in Smile 2. So again, you have all these very obscure actors, and then you have a very small role by Rupert Friend, who is really a chameleon. He is just a chameleon actor. No matter what he does, he looks different, I swear. Like if you see him in... what's the name of the movie with Blake Lively? Simple Favor. So he was, if you see him in Simple Favor, he plays like a gay guy that was like a fashion designer. Then in here, he's a Russian guy. He was also in Obi-Wan. He played the Grand Inquisitor in Obi-Wan. I mean, literally, he is just a chameleon. So that's why his career's never really jumped off, because nobody can ever recognize him because he looks so different. Oh, he played Agent 47, Hitman. Yeah, he's just done every little thing. He just looks completely different. But anyway, this was only a $10 million film, and I just read on Reddit that even the P&A, which is the print and advertising, the marketing side, is the budget on that's only $10 million. So this has $20 million going into it, all in. And it's basically a cabin in the woods type of thing, but it's like a mansion in the woods instead. And, we have Sophie Thatcher, who's playing Iris. She's very nervous about meeting his friends again, because this other girl, Kat, who he's good friends with, she feels that she doesn't like her, and she is very uptight all the time, and she's very, cutesy, and kind of almost a little bit childlike. And there's a lot of development that goes into this. But anyway, so when they get there, Sergey ends up coming on to her, and things happen. And I would talk about this as if there's a lot of things I want to talk about that I can't because it's every little thing spoils this movie. And that's why I'm almost glad going into this I had no idea what it was. I mean, again, I didn't even know it was a robot movie. But it's funny because when he tells her to turn off, the girls behind me were like, "What just happened? What just happened?" Because everybody walked into this thing not even knowing the girl was a robot. But again, you're gonna once the trailers come out, you're gonna know. So that's the least going into this. It's not going into this knowing it's a robot movie doesn't really change anything. And in fact, what happens now, knowing that, it's like, oh, another one, and that's kind of as soon as there was a reveal that the girl was a robot, I was like, we just seen this like 10 million times, right? We've seen this with Megan. There was Subservience just came out, the same thing. So there was just like a pile of robot movies, where everything is. What's funny is that he controls her with his phone. he can change her eye color. He can change her intelligence. Everything on his phone. It's he can change her what she speaks, what language she speaks. So it's very, very humorous. I laughed several times. So it does have comedic moments to it, especially when you're dealing with, Harvey's character. He's just a comedic actor as well. And, you're dealing with Sophie Thatcher knows how to walk that line. And Jack Quaid, he basically plays almost the same type of character as in Scream, when he was in Scream. And, I know that it has this undertone of abusive men towards women. That's the basic undertone of the film. Is this abusive relationship. But things go all over the place here. And again, it's not predictable. I can't really give anything away. But you're following, this robot that is in trouble, and seeing how she gets out of certain situations and how the humans are going to handle it, and you're back and forth between the 2 points of view. Before we continue and finish up, remember too that I am a award-winning screenwriter as well as a novelist and a comic book writer, and all of my stuff is on Amazon.com. You can see some of my novels behind me. I have a sci-fi quadrilogy called Destiny Aurora. It's also on Audible. The first book is also on Audible. There's also a comic adaptation in graphic novel form. That's all on Amazon. My other graphic novels are in there too, also Lords of L.A. And then I have a fantasy novel called Tales of Ravenor, the Iron Witch. And from there too, I also have a Holocaust biography if you like, true stuff, a story of true life. I have a thing called Escape from Berlin. And then on top of that, I hooked up with Moonstone Books. We are doing a launch of the 90th anniversary Green Hornet anthology. And this is not it, but this is an example of what they've done in the past because they own the rights. This is going to be helmed by writer Timothy Zahn, who created Star Wars or created Thrawn for Star Wars, as well as Kevin J. Anderson, who did a bunch of books of Dune and things like that. So really, really amazing writers. Bill Willingham, cover by Matt Wagner, who did Batman and Grendel, just a pile. But anyway, you can either go to greenhornetnoir.com. Well, we're doing a live stream as well. That's going to have at least 6 of the writers there. So if you want to ask any questions or whatever, but we're doing basically a little launch party with that. It's going to be awesome. This Thursday at 8 o'clock EST and 5 o'clock PST. If you subscribe to my channel, you'll be able to see it. There's already like a link up there. There's also a QR code on the thing as well. You should definitely join. Plus, you can go to greenhornetnoir.com and check out the Kickstarter. We're about to hit 350 followers right now. It's going to be a massive, massive launch. So definitely get involved. Again, go to greenhornetnoir.com and click Get Notified, or you can click the link in the description below. There's also a link in there to my Amazon page and the live stream. All right, so let's jump back into the companion. So it has a very, very small cast, so it's written as a low budget, which is why I said Cabin in the Woods, because Cabin in the Woods automatically lowers the amount of locations that takes place in the woods quite a bit, and in the car. That's it. That's all of their locations: woods, car, and house. So if you want to know how to write a low-budget movie, this is how to do it, although there is some special effects here. Quite a bit, actually. So you have the 6 main characters that are all in the house together. Then you have the 2 tech guys. You have the cop. And then you have the 2 people at the very end in the car. They're just extras for the most part. They have no lines. So yeah, pretty good. And again, I liked it. Had certain elements of Strange Darling to it. Strange Darling is obviously very well written in comparison, but that was more of a thought-provoking movie, where this is more of just an entertainment. This is just an entertaining film. But I liked it. I liked it a lot, and I think I'll probably watch it again. It was I had a lot of fun with it, and they said there was a lot of buzz going on. We'll see if Jack Quaid can carry. He's got to carry 2 films this year, Novocaine and this, because again, Sophie Thatcher is completely unknown. She's not pulling anybody. Jack Quaid from The Boys is the only one pulling this. So we'll see. But $10 million, they need $20 million. No, they need $40 million to break even. We shall see. We'll see if they can carry a $40 million film. A $10 million and a $10 million marketing budget, that's tough to get back on something like this. That's that independent. I think they could have shot it cheaper. I think this could have come in at $5 million. But even Presence was $5 million. And that was all, one take type of situation. Again, this one had a lot more special effects than that. A lot more blood effects, things like that. Because it leans into the thriller, psycho type of thing. And it goes into, just don't even take us seriously. So it kind of goes that line where it's like, don't take this seriously in the least, but also we're going to be killing a bunch of people. So laugh when you can laugh and go when it's not. That kind of thing. But I thought skirting that line kind of worked. Because if it was just a straight comedy, I think it would have got boring, but it didn't. So when it was about to get boring, when it took it to that point, then it jumped into the thriller side, and then naturally it jumped back and forth. So it just did one of these all the way through. So it keeps you kind of on your toes. But anyway, I highly recommend it. I think you'll have a good time. Again, it's not a movie you can take seriously. It's not a movie that's going to win any awards or anything to that effect. It's just a fun little movie that's just a good time at the theater. I think it's good for male and female both. I think it doesn't skirt to one side or the other as far as the sex is concerned. And very interesting. I liked it. I'm going to give it. What am I going to give it? I can't really give it an 8. It's not like it's great. Like 9 for me is like great. 8 is something that I thought was really well put together. Like I just gave that to the Inheritance one because I thought that was very creative on a very low budget. So I'm going to have to give this one a 7.5, knowing that it was a $10 million, that they had a ton of money to play with. For an independent, $10 million is a lot. For regular Hollywood, it's nothing, but for independent, it's a lot. So I'm going to give it a 7.5, maybe a 7.8. It really doesn't go to an 8. So it's not there at an 8. It's not like great, but it's just fun. So I'm going to stick with a 7.5 on this one. But definitely go check it out. Independent movies, definitely support them. We need more of them. We need to show that $10 million movies can make money, so that I can get some investors to come into in my stuff. Anyway, that's it for me. Thanks for watching, guys. And definitely check it out if you can. Again, the actors did a good job. Again, support independent film as much as you can. All right. Remember to go to Amazon.com and check out some of my books and graphic novels and Audible for Destiny Aurora. And also remember, too, that remember to give me that like and subscribe, too. I know you want to get notified about when I do additional movies and comic reviews. And if you're not getting, my comic book stuff is, good for everybody, even if you're not collecting, because I go through the stories and see if it makes a good movie or television show in the future. So that's always good. So don't think I'm just reviewing a comic that you may not care about. Because it's always good to keep in the know, because they're constantly changing comics into movies all the time. All right, and also remember that we do the live stream on Thursday at 8 p.m. with a bunch of award-winning writers. 8 p.m. EST, 5 p.m. PST for the launch of the Green Hornet graphic novel, anthology by Timothy Zahn and Kevin J. Anderson and a bunch of others. All right, I will see you guys on the next episode. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.